Sneaky eye. I've been keeping a sneaky eye on the runway dolls, and these are my top fashion trend predictions. As a stylist, they'll be everywhere this year. Soft, playful pinks were seen on the runways of Chanel, Balenciaga and Ganni, and they're already making their way to the high street. Baby blue is another colour to watch out for this year, seen on the runways of Tory Burch and Stella McCartney. If you don't already own a blue shirt in your wardrobe, it's worth investing in. Your wardrobe staple.
As someone who is not a stylist, 100% agree. Colors are strong and people are wanting way more personality, kind of an element of that own personal style as well. We saw strong minimalism for a minute. Now people are tired of that shit. They're like, give me more.
Horizontal stripes saw a return on the runway of Chanel and Prada, but in a big way. Think big and bold, stripe on stripe. One of my favourites, checked prints. They're making a comeback in a big way. Seen on the runways of Bottega, Burberry to Ralph Lauren, the checked print exudes a modern, preppy style. Comeback for part 2.
Personally, you'll never see me wear horizontal stripes. They make you look like wider and definitely less tall. And I'm like, I need all the help I can get. Vertical stripes, sure. I mean, that's kind of even what I got going on right now. Horizontal, no siree. Fashion is changing quickly in 2025, and that's all right. We don't shame it. We accept everybody. Everybody works at different speeds, but I figured I'd throw my hat in the ring. So these are some of the predictions that I'm making for 2025 that I've seen based on the larger cultural zeitgeist. As someone who is chronically online, who cannot get off of his phone, from ethics to technology to personal style to honestly some things that I didn't really see coming until I was doing a little bit of research for this video. I'm excited to dive in and just like start reacting to what people have to say, because honestly, people are funny. But when we're talking about fashion, right, it's important to remember that this thing doesn't exist in a vacuum, right? It's like you need to take into context the larger cultural zeitgeist. Zeitgeist? German words are they're so weird. Love them though. That's probably a hot take right now, actually. Let me just wind that back. But since the advent of the internet, we've been living in a more homogenized space. Like things online are very clean, they're very minimal. And even though with social media, we have the ability to express ourselves more than ever and communicate more than ever, the way that the algorithms are set up is such that you have the Pinterest effect, where everyone deriving its visual inspiration from Pinterest is basically coming up with the same thing because Pinterest is making the same recommendations. And so even though we have the ability to be more unique than ever before, we're also uniquely homogenized. And socials and the internet at large have allowed us to see some of the underlying systems that are at play and how unjust they are. And so moving forward, we're gonna see a big push, this is what I'm predicting, towards like personal style, but also ethics of things. A kind of a push back against the machine, as it were. And a weird like also acceptance of the machine in that technology is coming into play. We've seen strong minimalist strong minimalist aesthetics recently. And so for 2025, I'm thinking we're gonna get a lot of bold colors, a lot of like pops. It's very, very maximalist, kind of cycling back around to like 70s era stuff and some 90s. And part of that is going to be colors. Part of it is also going to be prints. Very visually stimulating, attention grabbing, like
Let's talk about 2025 fashion trend predictions. The color palette for next year definitely has aquatic influences, green or bluish colors. Especially this color will be a big thing.
Those bright pops of colors, the like pinks and greens and whatnot, 100%. That's what we saw in the last video. What I thought was really interesting here was the design inspiration. It's clearly taking inspiration from like organic structures like waves and stuff like that. I think a reconnecting with nature is definitely going to be something that we're seeing a lot more of, especially as we become more like climate conscious and like we're out of the pandemic and we're looking for physical experiences. We want to be in nature.
And this colors, and this year extra big will be powder pink. As we can see here, we're not done with butter yellow.
Butter yellow? The fuck kind of color name is that? Yeah, give me some lard yellow, please. Give me some baby shit green, please. Give me some, I love that pus white. Ooh, I love that kidney stone gray. Give me some of that.
We'll see a lot of butter yellow. Next year is all about bohemian chic. Love the mix between elegant and boho effect for summer. Matching the bohemian chic style, we will see a lot of hair accessories like this. Another really big thing next year are fringes, skirts and jackets. Not done with animal print or zebra print, as we can see here.
Yeah, I definitely think prints are coming back. We saw that in that other video too. Personally, I'm not much of a print guy. I think for me, I struggle with prints just because, not because it was like anything bad, aside from just like when it's actual animals, then that's bad. But I think like my grandmother, I remember explicitly wore these like horrible leopard print chanclas. I will never look at leopard print and be like, that looks good. Not even just like, not objectively it could look good. I will always hate it.
Some more snake prints, sporty styles, especially this Range Rover Pilates girl kind of vibe, a lot of asymmetric styles.
My fashion predictions for 2025. Stay hydrated. All right, boom. This might be my most controversial take. Skinny jeans are making a return in 2025. And I've been saying this, whoa.
That is pretty controversial. That said, I've also seen a lot more people being willing to risk rocking them. I don't know, for me personally, you're not gonna catch me rocking them. As is, I already got like tree trunk quads, and skinny jeans are just, they're just not flattering on me personally.
Whoa. I'm predicting that skinny jeans are going to return for some time now, but I think 2025 will be the year they do. And not just skinny jeans, but more slim fitting clothing in general. And for clarification, that does not mean you need to wear skinny jeans. Wear what you like. This is going to be a little awkward for y'all if you're really hating on skinny jeans. Anyway, next up, bag charms. We started seeing it late in 2024, but I think it's going to go even harder in 2025. Hold up, I want to talk about denim. Even though denim is always...
Tay's birthday was like a week or two ago. She literally just got a bunch of bag charms. For me personally, I'm not a big bag charms person. I collect the fuck out of enamel pins, and they go on my bags. It's the same shit.
Even though denim is always in style, I think it's going to have a moment in 2025. We're going to see tons of denim and denim looks this year. Speaking of fabric and textures, we're going to see more animal print this year. I don't know if that segue really worked, but we're here now. Last year, we saw a lot of leopard print, a lot of cheetah print, and I think this year in 2025, we're going to see even more animal prints. So think snake print or snake skin, tiger prints, all that. 2 words, hot pants. First thing that comes to mind is doji, I can't flog them. Ooh, sportwear. Think hockey jerseys, rugby jerseys, maybe NBA jerseys.
This I'm excited about, because I'm not a huge sports fan, but I'm a very sporty guy. I like to get out, I like to run. A lot of my communities are based around doing things in the fitness niche. And also, we've seen a lot of fitness companies pop the off recently, and especially like smaller fitness companies, which I think is cool. But as someone who came from gym culture first and then got interested in fashion, I'm excited to see gym fashion take off.
NBA jerseys and added athleisure wear. Oh yeah, it's a wrap. Also think we're going to see a lot more color this year. I think we're going to be really vibrant and bright. Those are the words to use. I think we're going to see a lot of maximalism, a lot of people doing the most. The combination of business core and streetwear will also continue into 2025. Oh, hats. We're going to see a lot of different hats in 2025. What else really big? I'm drawing a blank right now. I might do a part 2, y'all.
High key, hats are one of those things that get slept on heavily. If you look at like the history of hats within the United States, it's really interesting because they were super commonplace up until the election of JFK. And that was like either one of, if not the first elections that was televised. And JFK was the first like really celebrity president. And he didn't wear hats. Man had great hair. Hats went out of style like basically kind of forever since then. And certainly we're going to see the rise of in 2025 is for sure personal style. We've already seen it a lot. I'm not like other girls kind of look, you know? The I'm built different vibe. But for sure, this is a pushback against just the general homogeny of like, oh, okay, minimalism. And also there has been a lot of issues with, there have been a lot of issues with like larger design houses where it turns out they use a lot of slave labor, not a fucking vibe. And people are becoming more cost conscious and also thrifty and climate conscious. So they're customizing and learning how to style and use more of the art and the skill of fashion to make a unique outfit rather than relying on labels, which I think is super cool. And also it makes that look unique because you can't go out and just buy that shit. You made it or you found it, you know? You really are unlike anyone else out there.
So I have these double-sided shorts. This is the top and this is the bottom. What is the difference? I have no idea. They look exactly the same.
This is peak personal style, and it's definitely, there is an Instagram trend for sure where, because things are visually stimulating and grabby and they're like kind of ridiculous, they perform super well because you're like, oh shit, what is that? What does he have on? Are those shorts either way? You can wear those shorts either way? Huh? That's super fucking personal. And there's so much personality there. I love it. It's funny because while on the one hand you have apps like Pinterest where you'll get design inspiration or like visual inspiration from it, but everyone's more or less getting the same sorts of inspiration. You'll get apps like Instagram where the crazier, the better it performs.
There are pockets on the top and there are pockets on the bottom. There is a zipper and there is a button. I don't entirely think that this is how they're supposed to be worn, but if you want to do that, so be it.
My question is, how does one walk in double-sided shorts? I don't know. I would be tripping for sure.
So be it. This is generally how I think I would wear them. Kind of like Dries Van Noten, a little mixture of Dries and like Comme des Garçons. Can you not honk? Can you not do that? Well, all right. These are my upside down, double-sided shorts.
Stick with me here. If they unzip on both sides, all the way down, and they're the same on the top and the bottom, could you theoretically have a situation where you have a zipper malfunction and you just get full crack all the way, just spread eagle to the air?